Welcome to the Great Lakes Smoke Podcast Show. What we talk about basically is the love and the passion of cigars, pipe smoking, tobacco, alcohol, brothers chilling out and having a good time, laughter.
Well, how else are you gonna, enjoy a nice bourbon?
And you kind of went animalistic on tobacco buying, haven't you?
And the Rocky Patel Pure and Simple. I don't know, that thing just tastes so good.
Aficionados, and welcome to another Great Lakes Smoke Show. We got a couple of good ones tonight coming up, exciting guests. One you know, one you don't know, but we're going to want you to know him. Definitely, you're going to want to know this guy. Welcome, everybody. We are pretty pumped up. We got some exciting local news to talk about, and thank you for joining on board. For all you newbies, and we know there's a lot of newbies out there, just introduce ourselves. My name is Ron Pecorine. This is my brother Bob.
How you doing, man?
We got the man behind the scenes wearing a hat, doing the technical board. That is Scott.
Scott. Oh, Scott.
Scott. What is Scott?
Scott, how you doing?
Oh, my Lord. Who's Scott? When did he join the show? Man. Somebody got to tell me about these payroll changes here.
Well, I'll tell you, you got sick and we replaced you.
It's so easy to boot you, but
that's funny. I didn't see a show run last week when I was sick, so he must not have been a good replacement.
And then
he was auditioning.
And then we have the man down in nice, hopefully sunny Florida, the man who does the Stump the Chooch segment, Cousin Frank.
Ho, 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 ho.
Ho, 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 ho. Yes, indeed. Well, welcome, everybody. And just to get things started right away, we're going to get into our sponsors. So this way I don't forget, because I have a feeling we're going to be doing a lot of talking with these next two special guests. And I don't want to forget about the sponsors, of course. I would also recommend you get yourself a paper and pen. Jot down information that you are going to hear tonight in case you forget it or you don't want to go back, but you can always go back and catch us 24/7. If you want to send us an email, it's the Great Lakes Smoke Show at AOL.com. All right, folks. So right now, take it away, Kyle. Who sponsors this show? And you can too. Let us know.
Our first sponsor is Johnny D's Teas out of Lakeville, Illinois, veteran-owned company. Always have the great prices and the great products for everyone to choose from and use their thing. I am struggling with this, as everyone knows. I just returned from
That's a weekend hangover, buddy.
Yeah, it's the COVID hangover. Unfortunately, that was the reason why I was out last week. Is I had COVID
Drinking
bad.
too many Coronas.
Still, yeah, the Rona got me. So I'm still recovering from that. So I apologize as I struggle through the sponsors here. But let's get back into the better ones here. Our sponsors
The better ones.
DAV Cigars out of New York. Decades of experience combined with true love and deep understanding of cigars result in the highest level of standard of each DAV hand-rolled cigar. Next sponsor is RNA Treasures out of Tampa Bay, Florida, the last of a legacy. The last inventory from Thomas Cristiano in a warehouse where everything is aged and well kept for all your pipe and smoking needs. And finally, the Chicago Pipe Collectors Club, one of the largest and oldest pipe groups in North America, with the largest pipe show worldwide. Every first weekend in May. Always looking for new members, and if you're interested, please contact via Facebook. And now, back to you, Ron.
Thanks, Kyle. You sound a lot better in the second half, but that's all right. Glad to just have you on the show. So hang in there, bud.
Glad
all righty.
to be here.
Well, welcome back, folks. And again, if you have a business or you want to promote something, reach out to us. We're more than glad to get that segment of sponsorship with us. We'll promote you. every week and daily on our Facebook page. So, join us and we'll make things happen for you too. Also, just to let you know, we're going to be doing a special show in Florida. It's going to be February 19th at Smokin' Cigar Lounge in Boynton Beach. It's going to be a cigar event with Rocky Nish Patel and their special guest, if you all remember, Melanie Cisco. But this is going to be an Honest Abe smoking special weekend. If you haven't seen our Facebook pages, get to Smokin' right away. They've got an incredible package party deal. I think like $469, valued at only $169. 40 premium cigars, T-shirts, and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's going to be 3 weeks from today.
Yeah.
So get your tickets, get on board. It's going to be a 8-hour marathon. That's Saturday. Lots of special guests are going to be there.
It'll be very cool.
It's going to be exciting. And we'll be there live Friday night, also doing a show. So put that on your
And
calendar.
dead by Saturday morning.
Dead by Saturday morning? Okay. Well,
It'll be a hell of a night.
I think so. I think so. We'll see what happens. We're looking forward to it. So that will be our first road show of the season, and we're looking to do plenty more. And when Kyle feels better and things get better, we're also going to do hopefully a Sunday event at maybe, depending on what the man says tonight, at his new location, and it's going to be part of the Milwaukee Pipe Club. But we'll talk more about that later on. Anyway, folks, how's everything else going, Bob?
We're
You
doing good, man. We're doing good.
Frank, you hanging in there?
I'm just anxious to get our guests on.
I'm anxious. I want to find out more about Mike. I'm looking forward to it. Don't
Oh,
mind
well.
the car alarm in the background. Somebody's getting robbed.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully he doesn't fly away. But anyway, folks, you've been waiting. We've been pumping this up actually from last week, and so we're redoing it again this week. We have
Well, Jamie's
special
on
guest.
too. Special
Yes,
guest.
We'll get to him, absolutely. We first mentioned about Mike Doble from.
Well, I thought maybe Jamie wants to say hi to everybody.
Well, we'll get him on there now after we do Mike, and then we'll introduce.
Well, I know
Jamie.
Mike is going to be the new guy. No one knows him yet.
Oh, okay.
They're going to know him.
So
by
you want
the
to
end
do
of
the old
show.
guy?
But I want Jamie to say hi because everybody knows Jamie.
Well, as you can all see, yes, Jamie has been on our show many times, and Jamie is in his workshop
Working on cutting new stems on a pipe right now.
stem and briar restorations, and he is working on a pipe now as we are on the show. The man doesn't stop, like 24/7. This man never sleeps.
He does.
How you doing, Jamie?
Doing good. Doing good.
Doing good? Yeah.
Keeping warm. Staying out of trouble.
That's key.
That's a good
Well, I don't
spot.
know. Trouble's always good though.
Well,
Depends on the kind of trouble, you know.
let's see what happens. I'm just looking at our guest, and I don't know if he froze or not, but if he hasn't,
Yeah,
he
I
can
think he
really
froze
stand
up.
still.
It's probably all that cold up in Milwaukee.
Well,
He's frozen. Picture's
yeah.
frozen.
Oh, there he
we
is.
go.
He's
Okay.
alive and kicking slowly. Well, folks, this is it. The owner and the president of the new Milwaukee Pipe Club. I think we have a certain name for it, which we're going to ask him. How did he come up with that name? I don't know if Jamie had any part of it, but it's pretty interesting.
No.
How you doing, Mike? How's everything? You're kind of slow moving on us. But welcome. How are you?
Good, guys. So I actually didn't come up with the name. Actually, it was my general manager, Matt, and he's also a pipe aficionado and a cigar aficionado, and he came up with he's like, hey man, you think it'd be okay if we called us the Cool Kids Pipe Smoking Club? And I was like, yeah, but we got to tack an Explorium onto that. So it's the Explorium Cool Kids Pipe Smoking Club, but you don't have to be a cool kid to join. You just got to be able to enjoy having a good time with good people. You don't even have to smoke. Just come on out and enjoy good times with good people. But most of us do. And Jamie supports us nicely with, he brings out some pipes. So some of the newbies can get hooked up with some what I will characterize as very inexpensive but very, very nice pipes that Jamie's restored and fixed up. Although I have seen him bring in some really masterpieces that I can't afford. But it's a good time.
Not yet. Not yet. We'll get you to afford it. We're going to bring in more business to your new place.
I can appreciate that. Thanks, guys. No, it's a good time, and it's a good group of people. And we'd like to just sit around, chat, and drink some good drinks and some good. We make beer, obviously. We're a brew pub, and so we do some good things like that. We also do some, bourbon single barrel picks. This is actually some of my crowd might be watching, and this 1792 barrel pick has been out at the pub for a long time, and everybody loves it. I have a stockpile in the secret cave here at Exploring hidden in the town of Vernon, and would go to the pub tonight. I stayed home in my own little cave, and if you want a tour, I'd be happy to give you. There's guns over here. There's airplanes over here. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a little brewery over here, so there's all kinds of cool stuff happening here. So.
Very good, very good.
Stuff.
That is very nice stuff. So let's take it from the beginning. How do we start the restaurants? Because that would lead us to where you have your club.
Yeah, no, I'll spare the gory details, but the long and short of it is my family is from Tampa, Florida, and my grandparents retired there. My grandfather
Got a
was
bad
truck
connection,
driver for
buddy. You're
Eastman
breaking
Kodak
up.
in Rochester, New York, and he actually had a great retirement when he retired, and ended up in Tampa. Oh, sorry, good connection. That helps or hurts.
So
How's that? Is that a little better?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little
much
better.
Now, did you say your grandfather came from Rochester, New York?
Yeah,
Okay.
my grandfather was a Teamster truck driver from Rochester, New York, retired in Tampa when I was about 4 years old. And that's where we always kind of spent some time, is in Tampa, Florida. And I learned at a young age about great cigars, and I love cigars. And I've been a cigar aficionado for a lot of years. You fast forward many years later, my folks started a brew pub in Tampa, Florida, called the Tampa Bay Brewing Company, and it's right in Ybor City. And we, Ybor City is, most of the people probably listening know, is kind of the epicenter for great cigars in the Southeast.
Sure.
And so with all that history and family traditions steeped in Tampa, Florida, of course, I had to meet a woman from the Great White North and settled in here in Wisconsin. And, I've been here for about 20 years.
I thought you came because of the climate.
Yeah, no, not so much. I'd be happy to visit in the summer times, but no, not the winter time. Not my jam. But we make the most of it. To kind of take advantage of the climate and try to keep things keep things as normal as possible for me, because I like to smoke in all months of the year. But I was an engineer for a lot of years here in Wisconsin, and watching my folks build this brew pub in Ybor City, it was pretty cool. And I knew that at some point I needed to get out of the cube farm and make a break, and do something a little more in line with my personality, and a little more social, and with a little more of this and a lot more of that. And so I made the move in 2013 to start my own business. And the move I made was I actually moved to Tampa for a year and worked in the folks' business. I worked with my brother, worked with my mom and dad, and kind of learned a little bit about running a brew pub and running a restaurant. And after that year was up, I came back here to Milwaukee and moved back into the same house. We kept our house. We just mothballed it for a year and established our little brew pub in a little village called Greendale, just outside of Milwaukee. and we have a great outside bar there with a fire pit and whatnot. And eventually that led to a second location downtown Milwaukee. Though that I'm not a real smart guy because I opened a second location in the middle of COVID. But you know,
well, it worked.
but
It's
Doing
working.
well, doing well. Oh, by the way,
definitely works.
I have to voice a little bit of anger here. Twice, you ran out of Cuban sandwiches. Twice.
Yeah, those. Okay, I don't want
Did
to.
you run out of pickles? Did you run out of pickles? Was that it?
No, you just ran out of sandwiches. 2 times I ordered it. I can't wait to have one.
You have to go up every Sunday until they have it.
I know.
That's it. It's all good. It's
Now,
all
do you
good.
folks still have the place down in
It
Tampa?
speaks to how pop. They do. My dad is 82. My mom is 79. And they still go to work every day doing their thing. But quite honestly, my younger brother Dave has taken the reins and really is doing a kick-ass job running the place. My mom still signs all the checks though, you know. So who's running the place, right?
Yeah. The person who signs the
But
check-
hey, that Cuban sandwich, you know how popular it is because it's always out.
I know. And we came extra early last Sunday, figuring, oh, we'll get it this time.
But
Forget about it. By 3:30, you were out.
well, you let me know when you're coming next time, and it's been a wild ride. It's been a lot of fun, and you know, like you guys and Jamie, I've met some fantastic people that are very like-minded with me, and it's been a wonderful journey to create this brand and build it, and it continues to build. And you know, this summer is going to be badass. You guys, I think you guys came down the first time where we were still smoking in the outside bar.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Last
during
week
the
we were
winter,
in the tent.
Yeah, last week we were in the tent. We kind of hung the tent over the fire pit to capture all the heat. So hopefully you didn't freeze your bald head off.
No, it worked fine, man. I had my feet up on the stones.
well, no, if you want to talk about our feet was frozen, you know, all that cement. We're thinking if you build a little platform, put a little heat riser underneath there, you know, make the customers, you know, happy and warm from the feet up.
Yeah. Put in some radiant.
I like the way you guys think. You know, if you thought of consulting, I like that. That's a good idea. So the long and short of it is we've been around for about 4 years making beer. We have 2 breweries. Both of them are smoker friendly. They're both very convenient to. I know some of your listeners might be in the Chicagoland area. So both the locations are very convenient to both the bypass and the interstate. So whether you're going through downtown Milwaukee or going around the suburbs, you can drop off at each spot, and it is a lot of fun. We try to hire bartenders that are not assholes, and that helps. And you know, we have a lot of smoker friendly areas.
Well, the manager is who? Matt, right?
Yeah, Matt.
Matt,
and Matt.
I'll tell you,
Matt's the
Matt
guy,
made
man.
a very interesting Manhattan for us. Very different, but boy, was it good.
His own personal take of a Manhattan.
Nice twist on classic.
Yeah, we do some we do some nice things. I'm actually drinking Manhattans tonight. Now you'll notice there's a big rock in there because you know I need a little bit of hydration while I drink my Manhattans. But
Okay.
yeah, both of us are big fans of the Manhattans, and he really digs the black Manhattan. Where you let it. Yeah, and so you add a little Amaro to it to give it a little more bold flavor. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
I think he calls it a black Manhattan.
That's what he just said.
Yeah, but
Are you
Dave,
listening?
no, because I was actually Dave, one of your locals there, Dave Lowring. He's talking. He's on the show, and he wrote down Black Manhattan. So I apologize. I was following Dave, and then we got Tom out in South Dakota. He wants to know what we're smoking tonight. So I'm smoking the Padron.
I got peyote.
You got peyote?
I got
You got
peyote.
peyote. Frank, what are you smoking? The hashish?
I'm smoking a La Flor Dominicana.
That's right, a La
No, I got a
Dominicana.
HC.
HC. There you go.
Black. Yep.
And Kyle's off for the next 3 weeks.
I-
What do you got?
It's probably backwards on your screen, but
No,
I'm
I
smoking
can't see it.
Pringle
Something
Flake.
Pringle Flake?
Oh yeah.
Pringle
Okay.
Flake.
Okay,
This-
all right.
This was a gift from Stem and BRIAR to the Explorium crew, and of course I grabbed it because it is fantastic. It's there's some 17-year-old age tobacco in here, and Jamie can get into the details. I just know it's good, and I'm super digging it. I've gone through about half of this tin in the last couple of weeks since I popped it.
Well, Jamie has quite an interesting
That's what I'm smoking.
cellar. I could definitely say it's mind-boggling.
No question about it. So, Jamie, how did you
Yeah,
get?
he is. Yeah, he is.
Jamie, how did you get started with Mike here, getting the pipe club going? How's your connection with this?
So the funny part is I was already an Explorium member over at his other location because he makes damn good beer.
Yeah, you
And
got
so the really funny part is I get this cryptic phone call from Matt, and he's going on and on about how he wants somebody there, and he talked to the local pipe shop, Yuli's, and they recommended me. They said, well, he's local, he likes beer, call Jamie up. And Matt calls me up, and he's going on and on about Explorium and their mission statement and how they're awesome and everything else. And I was like, hey, stop right there, man. My mug's behind the bar. I'm already a member. I'll see you Sunday. And I thought he was going to lose it. He's like, you're what? I'm like, yeah, man, I've already been there twice. Like, so that's a no-brainer.
There you go.
I'll tell you, it's a great bunch of guys there. Really a nice, pleasant place to hang out. We had fun. No, we definitely had a lot of fun.
Many hours indeed. And we met a few people already that we're kind of on Facebook now and talking to, and we look forward to seeing them.
And let's not. And the other thing for people who probably are asking, the outside setup's got a fire pit and it's got the TV playing whatever game's going on, good, bad, or indifferent, recent events. But so people who are worried, I can't go out and smoke a pipe, I'm going to miss the game.
You can smoke.
Yeah, if you looked at the Facebook page, you saw a beautiful tent with an incredible fire pit, and there's TV in there to watch the games, and probably starts whatever time you guys open up. But it's 3:00 you guys start your the pipe club, or what time do you actually, is there an opening time for the outside?
Mike would know. I think it's listed 2 till 8, but I roll in about 3, so.
Yeah, so the pub is open at 11 a.m. All days but Monday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday we open at 3:00, but the rest of the week we open at 11 a.m. And smoking is available at the outside fire pits all the time. One of the big things I like to do is try to have something for everybody. And part of that, there's a good segment of our crowd that likes to smoke, whether it's cigarettes or cigars or pipe or some other things that we don't allow, but people to smoke and hang out, and it's weather dependent. And when we have the tunnel closed up, we do have to go outside for the smoke because we got nipped by the building owner. I'm letting people smoke in the bar. But it's a good time. There's always warmth. And like you mentioned, we have that tent out there. We actually hung a TV out there so you can, sit outside by the fire pit, smoke and watch the TV, if your game is on, whatever. So definitely a good crowd gathers and like you guys mentioned, Green and some of the other guys, Chad who lives in the building, it is endless entertainment. Some of the stuff these guys talk about, different walks of life. Dave's an aircraft mechanic for an airline. Another guy, runs a talent agency in New York, but he has homes in Miami as well as Milwaukee. So that's pretty badass. There's another guy who's a financial planner. So man, you can just go there, get all kinds of life advice.
And one of the nice things too about going to your place is parking. Abundance of parking right there in the parking lot.
Yeah, we apologize, just a little bit of bad distortion here.
Breaking up there.
Breaking up, yeah.
Yeah, a little unusual for downtown having that much parking.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
No, it's great.
Park your car and you're right
there.
there. You look into the tent.
Yeah, that kind of parking.
It's pretty cool.
What's
So,
the address of the
so the-
location, Mike, for there? What's the location address? And is there a Facebook page or something that you want to let the people know to take a look at?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're going to get online, I mean, I know a lot of your listeners might be on Facebook. I know you guys promote on Facebook quite a bit, which is, you know, my medium of choice. So if you look for the Explorium group of Third Ward, that's where our pipe club is held every Sunday. And then hell, if you're on Facebook, just, you know, join our club. It's the Explorium Cool Kids Pipe Smoking Club. And we do all kinds of updates on there. We always have a special pour. Well, you know, anytime we get a new bourbon in or something, you know, obviously, you know, we're a brewery, so we have great beers. So we always have beers, you know, different beers coming on. But then we also have, you know, different bourbons and whiskeys that we bring in. And if we have something new that week, we typically put it in. And I see that. I don't think that's I see you guys pouring that on it, so guys can try it and kind of do just smoke a
Try to
pipe
keep
or
it
a cigar.
low. The bottle's a little bit too big, you know. I mean,
Mike, I have a question for you. Do you ever?
Yeah, go for it.
Do you ever age any of your beer or ferment any of your beer using some bourbon barrels, or thought of it?
Yeah, we do. We actually have quite a stock of beer aging in bourbon barrels.
Nice.
The only issue with bourbon barrel aged beers, it takes so long to get them out of the barrel and get them on tap that people, you know, the demand is so high that when they get on tap, they go so quickly that it's not reliable that we have a bourbon barrel aged beer. And there's Jamie showing some of our barrel
Nice.
aged beers he's got bottles of.
Oh,
Mike, you might find you get it out of the barrel a little
which is
quicker
pretty
if you
cool.
stop drinking it.
We just, yeah, the one in his left.
You might get it out of the barrel quicker if you stop drinking it.
Jamie, you're muted.
100%.
Hey, there we go. He's underselling how awesome his beer is. It's good beer.
there you go. It's good enough for you to take home, so we know it's got to be good.
Absolutely.
Nice. So,
Are they like a porter,
Thanks,
or what's
buddy.
the style?
Those are bourbon barrel aged.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie's actually making me feel a little inadequate right now. He's all of us are just relaxing and smoking. Yeah, Kyle's having a hard time keeping us all excited when we see good stuff shown in front of the camera that we all start talking all at once. But what Jamie was showing you was some bourbon barrel aged beers that we released. We try to in the winter time, which in Wisconsin is September to about June. We try to release. So we try to release these beers, you know, throughout the season. So we'll do some in Black Friday. We'll do some around Christmas. We'll do some in January. And one of the bottles that Jamie was holding up was our fourth anniversary stout. So our fourth anniversary as a brand was last weekend, and we pulled a beer, and that beer was aged in a barrel. So now get this is kind of a little bit of a mind. You got to wrap your mind around this barrel. It's a bourbon barrel, and it started out aging cinnamon whiskey. And then after the cinnamon whiskey was aged, they actually aged like a vanilla extract. They filled that barrel with maple syrup. And I bought the barrel and we put this beer in it, and you get this maple. And it is a really badass beer. I love it. And I do tend to understate it. I tend to, I tend to see these beers all the time, so I don't, it's hard sometimes to take a step back and realize how kind of cool some of these beers really are. But guys like Jamie, who have been big supporters of us, for years, they grab that stuff and it disappears, real quick. So, like Frank was asking, like, hey, do you age a lot of beers? Yeah, we age a lot of beers in barrels, but, they go that you can't always, get hold of them. So the best way to get hold of those beers is kind of follow our social media, go to those Facebook pages and, like them, and you'll see when we release them. We give people fair warning so they can come out and grab some.
I'm sorry to say, Mike, are you able to go back and give that description again? You broke up pretty choppy on that one. Just as you were giving the guts of it.
It was a cinnamon whiskey.
Yeah, we got that.
And
With
then honey, and then maple.
maple and vanilla.
Maple and vanilla.
Now,
And
do those
then-
notes come out in this beer, or
So if I'm not breaking up,
Yeah.
no? You're fine.
the back of the bottle is Big Imperial Stout, brewed and began aged in barrels that previously held cinnamon whiskey, maple syrup, and vanilla extract. Expect a robust body with a light spiced and sweet, smooth vermouth or bourbon finish, and it's only pulling in at 12%.
Wow,
Nice.
Wow.
Jamie, save me a sip.
I'll take the sip before him. He can get the sloppy ends. Don't worry about it.
No, it sounds delicious, man. Can't wait to try it.
I like the label itself, the bottle, the way the label is pretty intense.
Yeah, looks nice. I like
I
it.
mean, this is the hard to get. You gotta be there kind of stuff. His standard bar menu, he's not talking it up enough. It's find if you drink beer, there's something there. I mean, it's a hell of a menu. It's
So it's hard to get. I know a guy though.
you know a guy. I mean, if you're just going there, you're gonna find a beer you're gonna like. They got a lot of beer.
Well, what else?
He's sounding
How
like the
many-
men's warehouse of the beer. You're gonna like what you drink.
Yeah,
There you go.
So
I
how?
guarantee it.
Yeah. Well, you gained a lot from hanging out there, Jamie. Yes, you have. You're gonna get ready for Santa Claus appearance next season.
Whoa! Wow, you take that from him?
Wow.
He's
Wow.
got to. He's there. And I'm
Jamie's
here.
been on a diet, man.
Yes, he has. I'm
He
busted.
hasn't been drinking at all.
Yeah,
That's
well,
why that bottle is still closed.
it's brutal.
He doesn't drink anymore, but he doesn't drink any less.
Anyway, there you go. Hey, Mike, how many beers do you got brewing there? And what do you like? 12, 20? What do you got up there?
We keep 24 beers on tap at all times.
Wow.
And like I said before, just like with the cigars and pipes, tobacco, and the beers and the bourbon, everything else, we try to have something for everybody at all times. So if you like barrel aged beers, if you like light lagers, you're still going to find something that you can like and you can dig. 24 beers, a lot of beers to keep on tap. It's a big undertaking, but I got a pretty kick-ass staff that make sure that stuff stays available, pretty much all year. And guys like Jamie that come in all the time, they get favorites. We got to make sure those stay on tap.
Of course.
Say, Mike,
Well-
I got a question for you. You got 24 beers on tap. Do you ever bring any guest taps in? Do you bring from like any of the other local guys to help promote? Like you swap with them, like you send some of yours over to them, they'll send some over to you and kind of play around with it? Because I know some of the local breweries will do guest taps from time to time as well.
Yeah, we do that. Typically that's through collaboration. So we'll go brew some beer together and kind of put our heads together and kind of create something that's cool and different. As a matter of course, I don't have a lot of guest taps on, only because I've just found over the years that, when people come to visit us, they want to drink our beer. And so even though the guest taps will sell okay, typically, they sit on tap for a little too long and they don't stay fresh. So I just found that, with, I heard a train horn.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
it is. There it
Yeah.
is. It's on its way.
Yeah, Frank's got people stealing cars, trains coming through his backyard. He's
Well, that's interesting you said that, Kyle, because
The train does come through the
the
yard.
train does. And Mike, explain a little bit about that building of yours and the train trestle that goes right between the building and the warehouse, and how big the whole place is, because the
It's not a
restaurant area
trestle,
is
it's-
unbelievable.
That was a special effect that I put in, knowing that we would lead into that.
Uh-huh.
There you
You
go.
know,
Frank always
Frank-
thinking.
Frank is always thinking. He's the master. So thanks for the question and for the train horn. The building that we're in used to be a receiving warehouse for the Pritzloff Hardware Company, which is a historic company. It was established in the mid 1800s. And if you know anything about Milwaukee, it was the machine shop capital of the country at one point. A lot of machining and whatnot. And the Pritzloff Hardware Company was a big part of that, aspect of Milwaukee. So they sold everything. They sold pumps and hardware and farm equipment and everything else. The little building that we're in, we have like 9,000 square feet, which is for a restaurant brewery is a pretty big space. We have a capacity of about 400. And being a loading dock, we got overhead doors that open to the street, which is kind of cool. But what you're referring to as far as the trains go is it used to be that they would need to unload box cars into the building. And being in Milwaukee and there's snow and all kinds of crap, they actually put the tunnel inside the building, like through the building. So we have this little, if you imagine, it's 14 feet wide and open on both ends. We put an outside bar there to eat and do whatever, but it's also a smoking area, which is cool. It's totally cool because it's undercover, and with the ends open, there's plenty of ventilation, and it's just a cool outside bar, undercover and heated and whatnot. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So there is a neat historical tie-in to some of our space and how we utilized it, and so we call it the Tunnel Bar, which is
stuff.
Yeah, cool spot. Really
The
cool
railroad
spot.
came in there. Do you know?
I don't know. There was if you look at the historic maps, the main line that came through downtown Milwaukee, which is still active right now. So if any of your listeners ever have taken like the Hiawatha from Chicago to Milwaukee, the train goes immediately behind our building.
Oh,
And there used to be right? Yeah, you heard
We
it. Yeah,
felt
it's
it.
loud.
Never mind heard it. We felt it.
Oh yeah.
but it's a great ambiance, part of the whole thing.
I like it.
It was
Yeah.
awesome.
I like it. I like trains. So.
Well, he's a train fanatic anyway.
Yeah, it's a super cool aspect of our space, and we've been able to convert that tunnel into that bar, and you can just sit there, and we have the massive wooden doors that used to open up that would match up to the boxcars that are still there, and actually, we put a man door in one of them so you can get in and out of the space. But it's super cool, old historic Milwaukee building, big timber columns and timber structure, and it's just really, it makes for just a really neat venue to put a place where people can come in and gather and have a good time. And like I said, the ceilings are super high, so we can smoke in there all day when the ends are open. And there's, you never get inundated with smoke, but you're undercover, which is pretty badass.
Yeah, well, we did that a few weeks ago. It was pretty nice.
So when the weather changes, do you take down the glass on the?
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, absolutely. The glass will come down and it'll be open again. We'll be able to smoke back inside that bar. And I can't wait for this summer when, COVID settles down and, people are, willing to come back out because we're going to pack them in there to have a good time. And did I mention there's lots of hot chicks?
You didn't mention it, but we kind of noticed it.
And your waitresses and barmaids are not bad either. So you got something going on there. That's for sure.
We'd like to ask you, Mike, if of course, with your permission, at some point we'd like to have the Chicago Pipe Club maybe come up and spend a day at your place.
Oh, that would be awesome. We should plan an event where we get there's multiple pipe clubs and cigar clubs in Milwaukee, and every year there's a big event called the Milwaukee, they call it Cigar Fest, the Brew City Cigar Festival or whatever. And leading up to that event, we typically do some smoke-ins and we do some things to lead up to that event, because if you haven't made the trip up to attend that event, it is awesome. All the cigar manufacturers are there. They give out samples. It's a $250 ticket, but you'll walk away with $400 worth of cigars. And it's really a great event. And we'll do some lead up events to that. And it would be fantastic to have the Chicago Pipe Club come up, and we'll have some of the local shops. We do a lot of work with Yuli's.
Yuli's,
I have some of their tobacco here.
Place. I like that place.
Yeah, Yuli's is about 3 blocks from us in downtown Milwaukee, and they do some custom blending. They're working on a custom blend for us for our pipe club, which is kind of cool. But also Metro Cigar is here in the Milwaukee area, and they're very active with some groups. And it would be fun just to bring together a big group of like-minded individuals. And if the Chicago Pipe Club wants to come up, that'd be fantastic.
James is a member of our club, so you know what? We'll try to coordinate it with him, and we'll try to
do it.
Do you have any dates already set, or Jamie, do you know anything more about it?
With this year being the way it is, I'm not sure. I think the Milwaukee Brew cigar is May or June, but I'd say we'll just, when the weather gets warm, we'll start paying attention. I know everything's going to be weird this year for normal, but
hopefully it will end.
Yeah, but we'll keep it on the radar, because that could be definitely fun.
Yeah, it'll be something for the warmer time. Not now because it's winter, but when it gets a little warmer, it'd be something, fun. Even if we don't coordinate with that particular event, just to come up and hang out and just,
and like Mike said, there's plenty of other, groups and smaller clubs. If we get the word out and say we're all kind of, and to be honest, downtown Milwaukee's kind of in the middle of all of them.
Yeah.
Descend on the city for a day, and but.
Well, we know we got the Kenosha Pipe Club up there, and our friend Garrett, he's in Kenosha. He should have been jumping on today. I don't know if I've seen him on yet. And then we got our club, the Great Lakes Smoke Club out of Waukegan. There's a bunch of smokers out of there. Of course, the Chicago Pipe Club.
Yep, West Dallas. There's the Main Street Piper group that I meet up with. They're north. So, yeah.
So, Jamie, why don't you, since we got you on, tell us a little bit about Stem and BRIAR for the people who are jumping on, and the pipe people. Give a little promo to you, bud.
Promo? All right. Full service shop. Here, this is probably the right way to do it, since I can go mobile. So, repairs, lots of crap, lots of machinery, lots of pipes. Obviously, tons of equipment doing full restoration, repair, stem making, stem bending. My garage outside is set up for hopefully pipe making. I do a lot with blanks and materials. You guys have seen them. There's thousands here. So been getting repairs in all over the world. Right now, as we just said, this one's going to Illinois. So it's all right. I got New York and Illinois in the shop tonight, and trying to keep on top of the workload. So website stemandbriar.com. A lot of stuff not listed. I need to get moving, but a lot of stuff is. I got reference material up on repairs that people can read, articles. Actually, I just published a map of cigar shops across the U.S. for reference if you're traveling. Just trying to, support the community and keep people enjoying pipe.
If anybody needs repairs, I highly recommend. You're the man.
There's an example. There's
you
an
do
example right
there.
Missing a stem, working on getting that set up. And I wish I had grabbed these before. There were some pretty bad looking pieces in here, but obviously that was green before I started. So bringing them back to shiny.
Beautiful.
I'm not running as much because I don't want the audio picking up, but
right.
Yeah, plug away. It is a hobby. I'm not retiring anytime soon. But yeah,
But
happy
it's
to
fun. It's fun work.
fun and happy to fix stuff up if people need it. So
Yeah. It's an
Well,
important service
the
for the pipe
president-
community.
The president of the Chicago Pipe Club, Tim Gary, just jumped on board.
He wants to know, is his pipe, are his pipes
Is-
done yet, Jamie?
Hold on, Tim. We're working on it for you.
he may have set the record because I think in the last 2 months we've done about 30 of his. So we're getting there.
Is that all? That's
Probably
there's
has
a lot
about another
more.
30 coming, so.
He thinks he can show up and skip ahead in the line, but
Well, he's special.
Well, he does.
He's a delicate flower, so you got to take care of him.
that's true. That is true. That is very true. And you know what?
I have a
He's
question.
reminded us repeatedly of that. So
Yes, he always does.
And he will never let you forget it.
Jamie, how long have you been repairing pipes and been involved in that? And what got you started, really?
So the story for pipes is kind of funny. So growing up, my dad's a cabinet maker who was pushing 40, 45 years. So I grew up in the lumber world. Always loved wood and I love lumber. In fact, my entire garage, you don't ask my wife, you can't park a car in there because it's full of woodwork. It's full of woodworking tools. So, and then those guys have seen it, so I love woodworking. So I was already inclined in that way and got into cigars in the 90s. And my mother restored china for the Royal Ontario Museum.
Wow.
So I watched her flex and finish, and honestly, her setup and her bench, short of having a lot more paint, was very, very similar to kind of this. She would make and machine and everything else. So I kind of always appreciated both the wood side and then that kind of a fine art side. And when I started looking at pipes, I'm like, well, first off, they're small, so my wife won't yell at me because they don't take up much room.
Well, you only got 1,500 pipes sitting in there anyway,
Not much room.
No, those are what you're working on.
So, that was the thought is, and there isn't a hobby out there I haven't met I don't like. So I thought, this one will take up less room. It won't be that bad. And I was always, I was the kind of kid, I'm a mechanical engineer. I was the kind of kid, I always grew up picking up trash and cleaning it up and selling it for money. So I was always inclined to fix, clean, polish, never throw out. And just kind of got into it. I've been doing this. Geez, I got into pipes with my university in 2004, and I started doing professional I started doing kind of restoration on the side in about 2007. So I got to look. I think we might be pushing 12 years now.
14, but who's counting?
Yeah. Well, I got to look when the book started. So yeah, it's been 10, 12 years.
Well, you got a guy out there you wanted to say hello, Canna, by Will Washboom.
Oh, hey, Will.
Will's out there. And we have to reach out and say a big hello to BRIAR Nation President Jerry Feliciano. Jerry.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, Jeremy?
Hope everything's going good.
So, Mike, what else is in store for the restaurant? What's any future game plan over there? I mean, you got so much to work with.
Except Cuban sandwiches, but
No. He'll get there.
Yeah, so we can't keep them in stock. It's hard to find it's hard to find a good Cuban in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And coming from Tampa, I've studied the art of the Cuban sandwich.
Well,
it's super important to make sure when you're going to do it right.
now do you
So what's in
the
store
press
is
down?
our downtown location. Yeah, it is good. I'm sorry that you've only heard that it's good. Oh yeah, no, we press it the right way,
Okay.
and it comes out. We make our own pickles, and you bastards! You're gonna get you a freaking Cuban sandwich. I'm gonna FedEx you a Cuban sandwich.
No, I'll tell you up there fresh. I'll wait.
I want it nice and hot. Right off the press.
I had to listen to it all the way in the car on the way home. So
Twice. You're right. Twice. it's a passion that we have for
Well,
Cubans.
back in New York, we had a section that was basically Cubans, and I mean, they made just the same as you went to Miami to get a Cuban sandwich. I mean, it was the same thing, and so that was like a ritual. At least once or twice a week, we'd get Cubanos. So yeah, we really like
the hard part with the Cuban sandwich is you have to have the right bread.
Right. Yeah.
And we can
yeah.
you can make pulled pork, and you can get the ham, and you can get the pickles, and you can get the right the right layers of mustard and mayo in there to make your sauce, and just the right cheese. But if you don't have the right bread, you can't press it properly, and it doesn't come out like a Cuban, right?
Right.
So that in the Midwest, that was the challenge, and we actually had an Illinois bakery that came to us that has a bread for a Cuban sandwich, and so so I wouldn't put it on the menu until my culinary staff could prove that they could actually do it and be acceptable. And once I thought it was acceptable, I have a son that lives in Tampa, and he's a big Cuban fan. And when he was out visiting, I was like, hey man, we got a Cuban sandwich on the menu. I need you to try it, because if it doesn't pass the authenticity test, then it's not going on the menu. And he was hey Dad, this is the best Cuban sandwich I've had.
Wow,
okay. I'm like, no, that's not good enough. We have to have the best Cuban sandwich. So
I was hoping it wasn't going to be served like on rye or something,
Yeah, we found the best Wonder Bread to make a Cuban sandwich.
With the crust off.
Yeah, right.
So, Mike, I have a very important question for you. Now that the Bucks are playing in Tampa for the Super Bowl with Brady at the helm, and they just beat the Packers, was there any kind of rift there between your wife and you? Because she's from the Midwest, and I'm sure she's a Green Bay fan. So what did that look like this past weekend?
All right, so I have been a Packer fan since I was a little kid. And I think it was because my dad was a fan of Vince Lombardi. As a kid, I always liked the Packers. I mean, my dad was an Army guy, so we lived all over and whatever. So we didn't have a hometown until my dad settled in Tampa, and like my son and my brothers and everybody became Tampa fans. So I've always been kind of a closet Green Bay fan. And I say closet because, you got to think back. The Green Bay Packers for 26 years were shit.
Yeah.
And you had to be a closet Green Bay fan. So unless you were from Milwaukee or from Wisconsin, you had to be in the closet as a Green Bay fan. So in the Favre years and whatnot, it became more of a kind of a cool thing to be a Green Bay fan. And so I've always been a Green Bay fan. I do the Packers, but this weekend, I got my brother who runs a brewery in Tampa, and I run a brewery in Milwaukee, and so we had a little bet going on. And we basically the losing brewery had to send the other brewery a case of beer, but the winning brewery is sending the losing brewery a bottle of less than desirable liquor to consume on video. So my
what is that Chicago drink that everybody Merlot?
Malort.
No, they were 100% getting a bottle of Malort. I'm sure I'm gonna get a bottle of like really cheap rum that my brew staff and I are going to have to consume on video. But hey, fair's fair. I was pretty distraught on Sunday when the Packers lost, but I will be rooting for Tampa in the Super Bowl.
So was I. I got to go for KC, buddy. I'm sorry. I love that team. That's a pretty awesome team.
Yeah, it is an awesome team, and I think KC has a good chance. And actually, I'm kind of secretly hoping the young kid beats Brady, because that's what it comes down to.
Yep.
Is a young kid from KC beating Brady in the Super Bowl because, you know what, God love Brady. I mean, he's a super talented individual, probably the greatest.
He's the greatest. He's the greatest. As much as a Jet fan, I gotta say he's the greatest, and I can't stand him. But you're right, Mahomes though, that kid's got it all. But while he's unfreezing, Bob, Tim said you better suck it up, Buttercup. All right, stop complaining about the Cubans.
And this comes from the delicate flower.
Yeah, that's right. He said, now who's the delicate flower? Didn't come up with my Cuban. Suck it up, Buttercup, Bob. There you go. And your man Dave Lowing said, just bring up a Cuban up from Tampa and have him make him.
There you go.
Alan Gold.
Hey,
How's it going, Alan? How are you? Welcome aboard, buddy.
So, Mike, are you going to fly down? I hear you're a pilot. You might as well fly down to Tampa, no?
Hey, that would be badass to be able to do that. I'm actually, my daughter is like looking at colleges right now. Well, we will be there in Arizona during the Super Bowl.
Oh, all the way out to Arizona. What's she gonna do out there, man? Keep her closer to home. Too far.
You know, I'm a little distraught that she wants to get so far away from me, but I get it.
No, her future. You already made the business all set up. Turnkey. Tell her to go take business right there at Marquette and be done with it.
Right. Why wouldn't you do that? But you know, my kids are very independent minded, and that's great. Good for them. You know what? I'll just keep doing what I do, and I'm loving it. And you know, you asked about future plans. My future plan is just to keep making this a badass brand and making people feel welcome. And you know, I don't care if you're a Cubs fan. You can come hang out. You know, we won't give you that much shit.
Well,
just a little bit, right?
I tell you, I love Milwaukee Stadium. You can eat off the floor in that place. It's one of the best stadiums I've ever been to. It's really beautiful and clean.
Yeah, it is a great place to see a ball game. And one of the things I love about it used to be Miller Park. Now it's American Family.
It's still Miller Park. It's still Miller Park.
Yeah, I agree. But one of the great things about
Jamie, we didn't hear you.
Oh, it's still Miller Park. You can call it whatever the hell you want, but
it's
I'm
Miller Park.
The Miller Park way to get to Miller Park.
Well, I went to Miller Park also. That dump. I mean, that thing was just caving in. It was a disaster. That was probably one of the worst stadiums I ever went to. But night and day, and really beautiful place, and easy access in and out, big, roomy. It's you got something happening there, and then now you got the new arena not far from you, which is beautiful. I was at the old center. I announced a couple of games in there. But how's the new place? Have either one of you been there?
I've been.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The five Surf Forum is an amazing place to also, you know, watch basketball or, you know, a concert. I mean, I've been to. Okay. I'm going to lose respect, but I went to a Katy Perry concert there, and it was fantastic.
Wow. Well, let me ask you this: you have the blonde hair or the black hair?
No, we know what he was really doing at Katy Perry. He was scanning the crowd.
Well, thank you very much for tuning in.
Jamie left because he heard that. Jamie left. He walked out.
Jamie has left the building.
I don't care what you guys say. Katy Perry's still hot. And
that's why I said we know the real reason you were there. You're scanning the crowds in the back.
He's just trolling her, baby. That's all. We need to talk a little further off the air.
It's a great
speaking of
spot.
the concerts,
Milwaukee's got some great venues to watch sports and concerts. And if you go to Miller Park, yeah, Summerfest is the best around. And you know what I love about our venue downtown is it's like super close proximity to all that stuff. So when all that stuff starts up again, it's going to be freaking fantastic. And what's nice about it is that if you're coming up from Chicago to go to a Cubs game, it's a quick, stop off the freeway to pull into our place and park, let the traffic die down, have a beer, have a smoke, and then you can hit the road. So it's
What time?
yeah, it's a great place to be.
Hey, Mike, so
time are you open
speaking
till?
of the concerts and everything, so you have this massive venue that you got with your brew pub and everything. Are you guys going to be bringing in live acts, get some jazz playing and or whatever have you up there and jam out at your place?
Yeah, so live music is a big part of what we do. During the summertime, we do kind of a summer concert series where we bring in acts of all sort. Not Katy Perry, but some.
No, that's going to be a disappear Milwaukee day. Everybody leaves.
Right? No, but we bring in we started actually when we first opened in the Third Ward. We brought in some guys from a local bluegrass band, and that was super popular. Those guys were great. Jordan and Ernie from Chicken Wire Empire is a pretty well-known local bluegrass band in the Milwaukee area and in Wisconsin as a whole, actually. And those guys do a great job, and they just so we try to bring in some acts that have broad appeal, and we kind of set it up as a series, so we create events for those things. So like I said before, if you follow the Facebook page, you can kind of see those events get created. And downtown, we have a really cool spot in the Third Ward location in the Pritzloff building. We actually have a courtyard behind, and that courtyard behind allows us to bring it. We could put a big band stage in there, and we can actually use that courtyard and bring in some bigger acts and get some bigger crowds. Even though our capacity is 400, we can put another 300 people in the courtyard. So we could bring in some pretty big acts and do some pretty cool things. And that will be coming. We obviously haven't planned anything yet because we don't know when we're going to be able to get some big crowds. But you know what? This too shall pass, and stay tuned because there's some big things coming for down there. It'd be fun. Good times.
Fantastic.
What time is the place open till?
So we're open pretty much every day from 11 to 10. On the weekends, we're open to midnight or bar time. As we get into summer, we'll stay open a little later to bar time. Right now, we're closing around midnight on weekends, just because the crowd thins out. Because if you don't get home before midnight, you might freeze in Wisconsin. But summertime, we're going to have a good late night crowd, and we're in one of those spots where we're kind of in the middle of the action, but we're not in where the stupid action is going on. And the type of crowd that we attract and that comes in has a little better taste. And so the people that are coming in are looking to have a good time. They might stay out later, but there's no stupid stuff going on. I mean, we little higher class joint, if you will.
Yeah, but Summerfest doesn't let out till midnight, so that's why I was wondering, if you want to capture the crowd coming out from there, obviously it's going to be a little bit later night for you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. In the summertime, we'll be open a little later. And actually, we get a lot of people that come up from Chicago on the train for Summerfest, and we are about 3 blocks down from the train station. So as they let off out of the train, they either jump on the hop, which is our streetcar thing that nobody rides, but they can either jump on that or they'll walk right past our front door. And we're hoping, and actually the city's talking about even during Summerfest to allow drinking on the streets in the entire district. So you can swing by our patio, grab a beer and a cup, and walk down the street and go to Summerfest, which would be pretty cool. And
you mean
it would actually.
No.
That's
not
not
in
allowed?
Wisconsin, man. Not right.
Everybody's drinking on the streets there.
Well, like Tim just said, he'll bring the stupid up with him, so we can hang all up there. But so is Sunday? Yes, Tim, you got it.
No, but it happens quite a bit, whether it's allowed or not.
Oh, I know.
Well, like our friend Dave down in Richmond says that it can't be such high class if you let us 3 chooches hang.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate the
yeah. Well, I think he knows us by now.
Well, he's talking about the chooch, and we want to offer you guys, Mike, Jamie, if you want to stay on,
Oh yeah, wow.
we do have this segment called Stump the Chooch. And that's where Cousin Frank will talk and ask us 3 or 4 questions about this day in history. So if you like to stay on and be part of answering these ridiculous questions of his and try to figure it out until we can give the audience, the Facebook audience, a chance to win a beautiful, I mean, really, this is one of the best made baseball hat from Smokin' Cigar Lounge. They have 13 lounges down in Florida area.
That's where we're going to be doing our show from.
That's right. Honest Abe.
Honest
has
Abe.
sent us a few items for giveaways. And this is really, honestly, the
Really
best
nice.
baseball hat that I've seen, and I've been wearing
done.
baseball hats for a long time.
That's a badass hat. I'm staying on.
All right. So, folks, again, Cousin Frank, Stump the Chooch, and we're going to get 3 or 4 questions for us because now we got Jamie and Mike, 2 highly intelligent gentlemen. So
They might get it. Yeah.
They just might get us, and then we'll give it to the audience to win this. So, Cousin Frank, take it away. Let's hear the Chooch song, Kyle.
My Chooch introduction. Kyle?
Yeah, hold on. Sorry.
Where's my... Oh, see, Kyle. That's more like it, Kyle. There you go. Well, everyone knows that I am a history buff, so to speak, and I like to make these folks look kind of silly, maybe a little stupid, but not that stupid because they've been actually getting some answers correct this past couple of weeks. I've made it easier for them. So, but we'll see how that works today. We'll see how that goes. All right. Well, this week in history, back in 1920, this new bill was introduced to Congress. What was the bill called? It was introduced to Congress, and it was new. 1920.
Income tax bill.
No, that was 1913.
Was that the 50 for the bribes?
No, not that. No. It was actually what was called the dry bill. It was alcohol. 1920. That bill was introduced to Congress this week in history. So I figured I'd give us a little bit of alcohol history.
Yeah, Mike didn't like that bill.
He didn't like that bill.
That was the Al Capone bill.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
No.
A lot of Kennedys got rich off that bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe in particular.
All right, now I'll take you a couple of years later. 1933. What was the new hourly wage rate set for in 1933?
28 cents an hour.
Bob is close, but he's not there.
22.
Nope.
34.
25.
Oh, that was close. 35 cents per hour.
5 cents.
35 cents per hour. Look, now they're looking to introduce a $15 per hour.
Yeah, really.
And most places will go out of business.
With the no tip bill, you can't get tips. That has to go back.
Here's the funny part. You've seen that that happens with you up the minimum wage to $15 an hour. That automatically puts them into a higher tax bracket. So now they're getting taxed more money than.
So now they're really making $3 an hour.
Yeah. I saw
a pizza pie that cost $12. That's going to go to 18 and 20.
Yeah, I saw somebody equate it to like a gallon of milk, and they say so now minimum wage is around $7 an hour. A gallon of milk's like $2 a gallon. At $7 an hour, you can still afford the gallon of milk because after taxes, you're still making $4 or $5 an hour, and then so the gallons you're still there. Now you jump up minimum wage to $15 an hour. Now all of a sudden you're going to be paying all these people. That gallon of milk that goes up. Now the gallon of milk's like probably $12, $13 a gallon, and you're making 15. But now you're in the higher tax bracket, so now you get taxed higher. So now you're actually only making about $10 or $11 an hour. Now you can't afford that gallon of milk.
Hey, Kyle.
Or the gallon of gas.
Kyle, you just blew Mike's brain right now. You're in a very sad state of mind. Sorry, Mike. I apologize.
Mike saying, how many employees do I have?
Sorry, Kyle. Well, off the air. Shoot, go ahead.
I know. Hey, listen, you guys took that to a whole nother level. Kyle, thank you for the
The bummer.
I mean, Bruce Stark just said, yeah, McDonald's are going to build kiosks to replace all employees. So
They already did that.
Sure.
They already did that.
No, well, pretty soon what they'll do is they'll have, you'll order your burger and it'll be made all by machine and it'll pop out of the window and there'll be nobody in the building. It'll just all be made by machine.
And all robots.
Yeah.
Spit out, and there you go.
It'd be
You're
like
gonna have robots making Cuban sandwiches. Believe it?
I'm done. That's it.
You guys.
Hey, well, you might actually get one, Bob, that way.
Yeah, I could go for a Robo-Cuban vote now.
Okay, hey, we'll be up there in about an hour and 10 minutes. Tim, will you join us? Pick us up, Tim.
All right, I'm gonna make this a little lighter. This one's gonna be a little lighter. We're gonna move all the way up to 1998. This week in history.
98, okay.
98. This person, very well-known person, stated on TV, I did not have sex.
Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton.
Joe Biden?
Yeah. I heard he had a tasty cigar.
Yeah, I did not sniff her hair. How about a little harder? What was the girl's name? I mean, this thing. Great cigar, the Lewinsky.
I figure I would give you guys an easy one. I know it was making it a little too tough for you.
Hey, but what color was the dress? What color was the dress?
Yes. What color was the blue dress?
No, it was really, the dress was really yellow. Didn't you see that?
All right. One more before the crowd.
One more. Why not? We'll go back a couple of years. 1989.
Well, we got married, buddy.
This serial killer was electrocuted. Who was it?
89?
89.
Oh, that wasn't.
Yeah.
Was that the Unabomber?
No, Ted Kaczynski's still alive.
Is he?
Yeah,
Oh.
he's in federal prison.
Oh, you guys really need to catch up on your serial killers.
Yeah,
Really? Yeah. I just want to become one. I want to follow.
Wow.
This serial killer, I'll give you.
Wait, was it the guy from
first
Downers
name.
Grove?
His first name. I'll give you his first name. It sounds like
Donham?
Theodore?
Yes.
Ted Bundy.
There we go. Ted
there you
Bundy.
There you
Ted Bundy was
Not
electrocuted. This
That was
week
the guy
history-
from Married with Children, right?
Bruce Stark was all over that one. He had that before all of us.
Electrocution. I mean, Matt, that is brutal.
Yeah,
That is brutal.
I wonder if
Yeah.
he put a cigar in his mouth and if it would have lit while he did it.
In the early days, when the body went on fire.
Yeah.
All right, this is for the audience now.
This is it.
This is it for the hat.
All right.
This is for the big bucks.
This is it. For the audience only. The rest of us chooches have to be quiet.
All right.
All right, folks, get ready. Kyle, get your music ready to go.
Okay, we're going to move all the way up. This date in history, 1980.
I was born.
This superstar makes his TV debut on American Bandstand. And when he's interviewed, he kind of is like stumbling. He's almost like frozen. What is this superstar's name?
Mr.
Maybe.
Freeze?
No. That's for the audience.
I know.
Al and I are looking for answers, folks. On Facebook, followers.
All right. You know me, I'm trying to give you a little bit of a tougher one. You got to reach into your pocket on this one, but this person was a superstar.
Come on, this is for a smoking hat by Honest Abe. Great hat. This is the second time around,
And
guys.
I'll give you one more hint.
Last hint.
Last hint. He also went by an insignia.
Oh my God.
All right.
Now you gave it away.
Michael Jackson is one of the answers.
No.
Dave, no.
No.
An
No,
insignia.
no,
Remember
no.
that.
Nope.
Come on,
Come
folks.
Come on.
One more round on the music, and we're going to call it again.
Wow.
It's-
Come on. This is the easy
I'm-
one.
And the song was that he played on the show, or lip sync rather.
Prince
There
by
it is.
Purple Rain.
Bruce
I want to
Stark.
be your lover.
Bruce
Oh,
Stark.
okay.
Prince. He's got
Prince.
it.
Prince.
Nobody gets
You
it.
don't know? Bruce
No.
got it.
Bruce
Oh,
got
Bruce.
it.
Bruce, there you go. We got a winner from Bruce, and I just found out your pipe. Oh, God, I got to go back to the post office. You're killing me, Bruce.
Oh.
There you go.
Dave.
Bruce
the winner.
Springsteen
There we
gets it.
Dave, you were
Nice
just a
one,
little
Bruce.
slow.
Very nice. Dave, sorry you came in second place.
Oh, man.
All right,
What does he get for
congratulations.
second place, Ron? What does he get for second place?
He gets to hang out at the Pipe Club in Milwaukee every Sunday.
Yeah.
And hang out with Jamie and Mike smoking away. Anyway.
Nice.
Hey, Mike, Jamie, we want to thank you guys so much for coming on board. Mike, we wish you all the best up there with the restaurant.
It's a great
and,
place, man.
especially for the new Pipe Club, for everybody up there. Jamie, I know you're bringing in a lot of guys also with all your connections. Stay warm up there. We will see you soon. And we thank you a lot for coming on board. We hope you had a good time.
And don't forget, save me a sip of that stuff, Jamie. Come on.
Yeah, and a Cuban sandwich.
And a Cuban
And
sandwich.
a Cuban sandwich to go with it.
Thanks, Mike. Take care of yourself. Good luck.
Take care,
Enjoy
guys.
the
Good
game,
seeing you.
Jamie.
All right.
We'll
See you soon, Jamie.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Have a good
Thank
one.
you, guys.
Everyone, thank you very
Take
much.
care, guys. Thank you.
On board. Thanks for all the responses on Facebook. We hope you had a wonderful time. And till next week, keep it smoking, everybody. Take care.
Stay warm.
Yeah.
Stay
Stay
cold.
safe.